Yeah, all live from New Orleans, and we are live.
Ooh, we are live with the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast. You're hanging out with Tommy Guns, Team Monies, and the producer Anthony, hanging out in episode 77, the fallout of WrestleMania, jam-packed weekend, super craziness with some NXT TakeOver, along with the main event, WrestleMania, super crazy stuff. Thank you for joining us. Of course, I'll do a quick little plug here. Be sure to like our Facebook page. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube so that you can get the live version. If you are a YouTube subscriber, you would be listening to it live right as I'm speaking. And, of course, download and subscribe on iTunes to get it early morning tomorrow. But welcome to the show, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Good, man. Good. Just recovering from WrestleMania week.
Oh, it's crazy. Theron, how you feeling?
Wow. Just wow. Recovering from WrestleMania still. Yeah. Thursday. I'm still recovering.
It was absolutely a jam-packed weekend. I didn't think WrestleMania was going to be as crazy as it was. TakeOver absolutely blew my mind. We'll get to that at the end of the show. But wow, Tommy, how you feeling?
Good, man. Let's go over our picks real quick. It looks like Dan had the most picks correct for WrestleMania, and Theron had the most picks correct for TakeOver.
You got to win somewhere.
That Undisputed Era pick for the tag team titles really was set you apart.
Wow. We'll get to that in the second part of the show.
And Dan just dominated with his pick of Ginger for taking the U.S. title.
Oh my gosh.
Jinder Mahal again on this podcast.
Yeah, and he was the only one who picked AJ Styles too.
Super fan Dan taking home the Bros Before Elbows pick WrestleMania championship.
True, he's got that belt hanging in his closet somewhere, I'm sure.
No one saw it coming.
Oh my gosh! So let's start off with the pre-show. Pre-show was the two, right? It was the Andre the Giant Battle Royal and then the Women's Battle Royal, correct?
And the Cruiserweights.
The Cruiserweight Championship.
That's right.
Totally no-sold.
I was actually quite impressed with that. That was great.
It's a good match. Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Cedric Alexander, I guess, is still a face, I'm assuming.
I think so.
Nobody kicks out of the lumbar check.
Yeah, it's a pretty good finisher by cruiserweight standards.
Is it not the same finisher that Roderick Strong uses? No.
Well, I think it might be.
No, I think it is.
Is it a suplex into a knees to the back?
Yeah, it's the lumbar check. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Gosh. Oh, well.
Just saying. Watch TakeOver. Never mind. We'll get to that in the second half of the show. Aside the backbreaker.
Mustafa Ali came out looking like Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. It's pretty cool.
That was awesome.
That was super cool, man. I'm glad they had a cool entrances, and especially with Mustafa. I was very impressed with his performance.
Did Cedric I was going to call him Cedric.
The Edge of the Entertainer.
There's Jax.
Oh, for Mortal Kombat? Oh, it's a Mortal Kombat 3 reference, I think. Yeah, no, he did not. That'd been cool though.
I watched the match. I just don't remember what he wore to the ring.
What about Matt Hardy winning the Andre?
It was delightful, to say the least.
I thought that was cool. I liked it.
Woken Matt Hardy. That's a thing now. Instead of repackaging Bray, we just put him with Matt Hardy, and that's perfect.
He's kind of the same guy, though. Isn't Bray Wyatt kind of the same, or did he change it?
Oh, he has like a butcher. What's that thing that guys wear when they cut meat?
The apron?
He has a cloak now.
Yeah, butcher apron. Get your cloak.
That's kind of cool. Hopefully he doesn't speak. I don't want Bray to speak. I don't want him to say anything.
He's already spoken.
Yeah, no. Sorry. Yeah, I think he spoke on Raw, yeah.
But no, that was kind of cool. Wasn't expecting Bray to come out. I thought Bray was going to come out and try to win the match, but no, for him to come out and put over Matt makes a lot of sense because Bray got thrown into the lake of reincarnation.
Yeah, he's been reincarnated as Matt's lackey.
Yes.
Matt's lackey.
I think he had the segment with Brother Nero on Monday night because he came back. He's back, by the way.
Yes, I did not actually. I saw up until I didn't see all of Raw, I got to like 2 hours in, and then I just passed out, so I didn't get to see the whole thing. It's too damn long, dude. 3 hours is too long of a show.
It's really long, yeah.
Especially when it starts at 8 and doesn't end till 11. I'm like, nope, I gotta go to bed.
I don't even remember how it ended, but I know I saw it all.
Damn, I don't even know what the ending was.
What was the last segment? It wasn't the Universal title because
wasn't it supposed to be like Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens?
No, that was like the second to last. Oh, it was a triple threat match with Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, and Brother Nero versus The Miz, Taraj, and The Miz. Yep.
Oh, okay. How did that go down? Was that good?
Monday Night Rollins.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure just the face team dominated. It was kind of a weird ending. I think the bigger thing before that was Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens fighting to a draw.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they do not get to go on Raw.
They don't have jobs right now.
What if I'm just gonna call right now? What if Zayn comes back as El Generico?
He could come back as El Generico.
And then what if Kevin Owens just comes back as Kevin Steen?
That would not be against the rules. Mills Lane?
They can just change their gimmicks up, right?
They're just yeah, I don't know if it matters though, because they're doing the Superstar Shakeup next week. So I mean, I guess SmackDown's not going to take them back. So I guess Raw could still like.
Wait, did you say they're in the Superstar Shakeup?
I don't know if they are. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, are they? I mean, can you take people? I think they've taken people from NXT before on those, like.
Yeah, sure.
So.
Yeah, it's true. They could go back down to NXT.
I don't think there's any room for them there. What would they do?
I don't know what they would do. Yeah. A feud of Aleister Black.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I guess they could.
Velveteen Dream. Oh my God, Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream. Oh, we're gonna get to that at the end of the show.
We're gonna talk about the women's battle royal.
Yeah, no, let's get on to that. Let's get on to that. So Naomi takes the W. Not expecting
anything.
Yeah, I don't think it means anything. She carries around the trophy for a couple weeks, maybe. If someone breaks it.
Just to put it in their house and say, I won this.
Yeah, well, that's
they changed it from a moolah to like a trophy.
True.
That's hype.
Becky Lynch was the only one to get an entrance. They played her music for the entrance. She was the only one.
Straight fire. I thought Sasha Banks got an entrance.
Oh, did she? I don't remember that.
It was on the pre-show. People were still like filing into the Superdome at this point.
Hey man, everyone liked that battle royal. Okay, they were cheering loud. I remember that.
They had an NXT like faction in there.
Exactly. They were cheering for that. They were like, "We're NXT." I don't even know. I only knew the Iconics and that one chick that got her arm snapped. I didn't know the other ones. Who was that chick in the jail suit?
The jail suit.
She had on like a one piece.
I think she's an Indian.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I do not know. But all right, so that was kind of cool. The first women's battle royal. All right.
And the first match on the main card of WrestleMania was the IC title match.
Night King dominates.
Yes.
Gave us a little Game of Thrones entrance.
That was sick. I didn't even realize that until I realized that, and I was like, I got to put this on my Snapchat. I was like, why are his eyes blue? That's so cool. What's all that?
Yes.
What's up with the? Oh snap! He's the Night King. Oh
shit! That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I get that now that I've watched Game of Thrones. I understand that. I'm all caught up.
Who was lost?
Yeah, you guys need to watch Vikings, by the way.
No, stop talking about Vikings.
What? Vikings?
You're trying to give Vikings a push when Game of Thrones is...
Dude, Game of Thrones is filming a 55-day shoot for a fight scene. Has Vikings ever done that?
Dude, Vikings has a fight scene like every other episode.
Are they filming for 55 days straight?
Bro,
it's one fight
you
scene.
need to watch.
You cannot compare Vikings to Game of Thrones. It's like...
No way! Exactly.
One's like a Mercedes. The other one's like a...
Have you seen Vikings? Have you watched it?
I just know what channel. Okay,
I just know what channel it's on. So what? That says nothing. That tells you nothing.
Is it on Pop TV?
Dude, freaking New Japan is on Axis. What the hell else is on Axis?
Vikings is on Axis?
No, case in point, dude. Get out of here. No.
If Vikings on Axis, I would judge it.
Oh my gosh. Either way, moving forward, that is cool. Freaking Seth Rollins comes out, wins the belt in his blue eyes. I thought The Miz did a great job too. I thought that was a good fight.
It was good, man. Miz like stood up to the plate, right, Tommy? What do you think about that? Him sending his lackeys to the back and being like, "I got this."
It was cool, good man. It was cool. It's another seed for Miz turning face one day, maybe.
After
one
he has
day.
that baby, he's turning over a new leaf.
Yeah, his new.
What about Balor Club coming out with like, I'm just gonna say it, coming out and everybody's part of the Balor Club, all inclusive.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Yeah,
I think that.
Yeah, that's cool.
What's it mean for his post WrestleMania story? Now that he lost.
Yeah, next night he was still like challenging Seth Rollins. I don't know. I might drag this out to Backlash or Greatest Royal Rumble.
I'm cool with that. I mean, Balor's a formidable opponent, so he could just pretty much challenge whoever. And
I just want to know when he's going to get pushed in like the other direction.
Like as a heel?
No, not losing.
No, not losing. I don't know, man. Maybe he might switch to SmackDown.
Ooh.
Anyone who needs like a fresh start could switch brands. I hope they go crazy if they're switches.
True.
I would be 100% on board for that if Balor went to SmackDown.
Does he take the rest of his club with him, or does he leave them there?
The club is horrible, man. They always lose.
Yeah, that pisses me off.
They're on my
club or the Balor Club?
Freaking club.
The club, the Good Brothers.
Yeah, I had such high hopes for them.
Why? It just didn't work.
Yeah. I mean, isn't Bullet Club dead now?
No, they're just fine. They say.
They're just fine. No, they're not dead. I just think they lost some people. The villain. Never mind. We'll get into that another. Yeah.
I need to watch some Being Elite.
I think that show's over.
It's over. Yeah, I think they got to episode 100. They're stopping.
No, I guess I'm not going to be watching Being Elite.
Go back and watch episode 100.
To explain everything.
Yeah. Or watch 1 through 100 and just binge watch it.
Yeah, that's a lot of TV, but that would be entertaining.
Each episode's like 7 minutes, so carry that. I don't know what that is.
Except for that 100th episode, it was 25 minutes.
Was it really 25 minutes?
Yes.
Yes, it was. Anywho, speaking of long matches, the second match on the card was Charlotte versus Asuka. The streak's dead, guys.
Oh, it is dead.
How shocking was that? She didn't even break out of the figure 8.
And it was almost like, because I had to rewatch that match because when it was on, I was like doing stuff and like marking out what was happening, and then like she won, and I was like, what? So I just rewatched it yesterday, and the match itself was so good, and then like right before it's not like there was some epic thing in between her and Charlotte. It was just like she tried to hit her and she missed, and then Charlotte just like locks in the figure 8, and that was it. Like she didn't even escape. I was just like, what?
Yeah, not only she lose, she tapped.
Yeah.
That was surprising, man.
I think I said it before. I think the only person appropriate enough to take down Asuka's streak was Charlotte.
Right.
And she did it.
Just moved on from that. They just went right to giving the belt to Carmella. But maybe
dude, she can't freaking keep Money in the Bank forever. But either way, man, the WrestleMania moment was there, and that match was so good. Definitely need to watch it again. I'll probably wind up watching Mania again.
Yeah, it was really good, Mania.
Did you like Charlotte's entrance? She was like the queen of
so
queens.
rad.
That was like, Queen of Queens.
Like trade off for the King of Kings thing.
Yeah, it was pretty sick. That was a good throwback because that was the last time in New Orleans they did the King of Kings entrance.
Oh crap! You're right.
Yeah. So it's nice harken back to that. But
crazy Easter egg. But yeah, that's crazy. But I guess it's good for both because if it had to be someone, it had to be Charlotte, and then now Asuka. You don't have to like. I don't know. That mystery's gone, but she's still Asuka, so she's still gonna kick a lot of ass. You know, they can do different stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't think they're just gonna automatically start making her jab.
No,
yeah,
they did.
You have to work for that win.
WrestleMania 35 thing though. Undefeated to face Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania 35. I guess she can still face Ronda Rousey at 35, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, there goes Dan's prediction of WrestleMania 35: Bayley versus Asuka at the main event. I don't think that's happening.
Yeah. Superfan Dan was casting a line pretty far out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh man. Speaking of casting a line that goes nowhere, Jinder Mahal, U.S. champion, third match in the card.
And we get another Orton versus Jinder Mahal match thanks to SmackDown.
Yeah, it's true. They get that rematch of that feud that no one wanted.
Yeah, I don't know. It was pretty stupid.
Something must have happened. They must have soured on Bobby Roode or.
Good. They probably listened to this podcast and heard me souring on Bobby Roode for last month.
So they punished you by giving us Jinder Mahal and then having a triple threat match on Tuesday night, which the winner will face Jinder Mahal. And the best answer they could come up with was Randy Orton. So basically, now, 2 out of 3, half of the top titles in the WWE have the same champions that they had after last year's WrestleMania with the same matches going into the next pay-per-view. Randy Orton again, and yeah.
In a Punjabi pizza match.
Yeah, run that back at Backlash.
I just don't know if I'm supposed to respect Mahal or if I'm just supposed to. If he earned this, I don't know. But why Randy Orton?
Yeah, at least they could have made it like better on the next night or 2 nights later. If they gave it to Rusev and had Rusev turn face and go after Mahal.
I'm always sad about Rusev right now, by the way.
It's not looking good for Rusev right now in the WWE.
No.
He may not be working for them anymore.
I don't get that. Let's talk about that versus Randy Orton. Freaking tired of Orton, Sheamus, Orton, Mahal. Let's talk about Rusev. It's Rusev Day right now.
It is Rusev Day. We should probably celebrate it, yeah.
So, Rusev, is he officially out? Done?
No.
I don't think he's done, but like yesterday he got a casket match with The Undertaker at the Greatest Royal Rumble event, which like the WWE is pouring a lot of money into. Like I guess Saudi Arabia like paid a lot of money for this event, so they're trying to make it a cool event and doing all this.
Cool.
Stuff. Yeah, so he got a casket match with The Undertaker on like the undercard of that network special. And then today he got taken away from him and they gave it to Jericho instead after they made a big deal about it. And so he got pissed and I think he's like going off social media or something, or I don't know.
Well, he did an interview on TMZ where Lana was there. We haven't seen her in a long time. And she was like half Bulgarian Lana, half Lana, or half Russian Lana. So she was like American, Bulgarian, like Russian. And they were just asking, like, what was going to happen. And she was just, like, amping it up like he was going to crush The Undertaker and said he was old. And then I guess Michelle, or his wife, I don't know her real name, Michelle McCool, saw that video. She wasn't happy about it. And the internet is trying to say that, I think you wrote this article. I don't even know. They're trying to say that, like, he's getting buried because of this interview. And I'm just like, well, is it because it's not within WWE guidelines? Like, I feel like it was a good interview. I feel like you should feel like you're going to win against Taker. Why is that a problem? What did they do wrong?
Yeah, I thought it was a good interview. It's just weird that the WWE would announce like that match on Wednesday and then change their mind on Thursday. That's like really weird of them to do. Like, they don't do that. Like, they're very precise about what they do. To like blow out the eraser like one day after, you had to figure something went down. And
because I mean this is Rusev Day. This guy gets chance when he's not even on the program. Like they might have been chanting Rusev Day at Raw. I don't even know.
Yeah,
he's so over.
Right.
So they're not doing anything with them, which is frustrating.
I don't know. All right, that's lame. Moving forward, we gotta keep going.
The next match on the card, I guess the fourth match on the WrestleMania main card, was Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, which everyone's picking as their match of the night.
Just because of Ronda Rousey.
I thought it was a really.
I would give it to Asuka and Charlotte, but I liked it. I liked it a lot.
It's surprising that's even like in the top like 3 probably. So yeah, I'd say Asuka, Charlotte probably up there. The IC title's probably up there, and then maybe I don't know what else is up there. I guess maybe Daniel Bryan. Yeah.
I guess.
I thought the match was cool for a couple of reasons. One, Rousey held her own. 2, it was nice to actually see Steph get some moves in. And then 3, come on, dude, who didn't geek out when Ronda put Triple H on her shoulders?
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, everything about that match was cool. I mean, I don't know. They hyped up like Triple H's entrance. I thought it'd be more, but it was cool. You know, they all ride in on like whatever those bikes are, all women, and then they do the double mist with the water. That was dope. I thought it was good. And then everyone just wanted to see if Rousey was going to be as green as she should be. And she like really held it down. Like she was doing like fireman's carry suplexes and like all that nonsense, man. I thought it was good. Well, I'll give it to her. Triple H was Triple H-ing himself away. He's still one of my favorite wrestlers. I don't care what y'all say.
Yeah, she was actually doing Shane O'Mac punches and landing.
Yeah,
she was doing better, especially because then you saw that later in the night that Shane O'Mac did like the same spot and it looked way worse than Rousey's.
Freaking Shane O'Mac punches. Oh my gosh, freaking Shane O'Mac! I love you, Shane O'Mac, if you're listening, but your punches suck.
He's got to be doing that on purpose, man. But yeah, no, I think I was really impressed with Rousey. I mean, like that's like, I don't know, man. That's like coming out of. I can't even compare like the sports thing. Like going right to the World Series from high school, or like you're like right in the main. You're like, I mean, that's like the most watched WWE event of the year. It's WrestleMania, so, and that's her first match. She didn't have any matches in NXT, no matches on the Indies. Like she had like a lot of pressure on her, man. She had like a lot of ways she could have screwed up, and the match was laid out perfectly, man. Like from Stephanie's angle. I mean, everyone did a really good job, including Rousey. So I was pleasantly surprised.
It was funny though. The mics were turned way too high during that match for parts of it because I could hear so much of the communication. It was mostly Triple H's communication. I was like when he hit the spine. Oh yeah, I could hear it. Yeah, it was just a difference. You know how they talk in the ring.
Yeah.
So you like when he was covering his mouth to tell him stuff, and when he hit that spine buster, I definitely heard him say that. I was like, okay, he's about to do the spine buster right there.
Oh snap! I gotta listen to that. I gotta watch that.
It was good though. You know, it didn't look like what I thought. Everyone probably was like, what happens if she just botches it up and she I don't think she really had any botches in that match. I didn't think so.
I was pleasantly entertained.
But when I was watching it, I was watching my friend Mike, and he's like Ronda Rousey was like bumping like Dolph Ziggler. Like every time she got hit, she like looked like she got shot out of a cannon. So that's kind of good and bad. How she was like selling Steph's moves and stuff.
Yeah, it was good though. Oh, it was so.
Yeah, it was good. It's one of those matches I'll probably go back and rewatch.
What did you do now, though?
That's true. I don't know what you do with Rousey next. Like, how can you start out with a home run? Like, how do you follow up with a single or you take a walk? Like, what do you?
Yeah, just get on base.
Yeah, probably right.
I guess so.
Just
She's
put her
like Nia Jackson, Alexa Bliss, and Mickie James, and Bayley and Sasha Banks. That's her competition. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Put her on SmackDown. I don't know. Shake it up.
Oh, it'd be so sick. They won't have.
I know. I know. Next up, another match I'll probably skip on the rewatch. Bludgeon Brothers versus Usos versus the New Day.
You only skip that match because of the destruction of the blood. Like, they destroyed them again. They destroyed all 5 of them again. Like, they never had any offense. And what little offense the other 2 teams tried to mount was just met with bludgeon. And I was just like, wow.
It was one of the shortest matches on the card.
I think it was like 7 minutes. So much for your Uso moment on WrestleMania. At least you got to be on the show this time.
That sucks. As a fan of the Usos, man, dude, yeah. God, they lose the blood. That sucks, man. It pisses me off now.
But that's all right. They're getting a rematch because they won on SmackDown in a #1 contender for the tag title match featuring the New Day and the Usos because that's the best we can do for you.
They need more tag teams. Some tag teams from NXT.
They need to go ahead and take the Authors of Pain off of Raw and put them on SmackDown immediately.
Oh,
there you go. Authors of Pain versus Bludgeon Brothers feud.
So sick.
They could beat them. They just destroyed the 2. Like, those are 2 of the best tag teams in the last, 3 or 4 years based on wins and tag title reigns, and they just completely obliterated them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I feel like 2 years ago, Eric Rowan was jobbing. I don't know. I could be wrong. Was he jobbing?
He was, yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't he was a supporting role.
And now he's indestructible.
Yeah, because he's got his bludgeon brother.
Right.
I don't know.
They didn't even need to do that. They could have just been Harper and Rowan reboot.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the guy probably need to stay away for a while.
Whatever.
What was the next match?
Speaking of getting obliterated, the shortest match on the card goes to this one: The Undertaker versus John Cena.
Oh my God!
Whoa! That's right. Because first Cena fought Elias.
Oh,
He
I
just
forgot about that.
destroyed
Yeah,
him.
that didn't count as a match, I guess. Yeah.
And then Undertaker came out. Honestly, like I was up eating fried chicken. I missed that match. Tell me about it.
I missed the under. Oh man, what happened? Well, yeah, like you said, the Undertaker took a really long time to enter, and
Long time.
The walkout was way longer than the
Yeah.
actual match. But
Did he basically just hit his famous spots and call it good?
pretty
Yeah.
much? Oh, there was
That's
one spot where John Cena got him down, his only offense, and he went for the 5-knuckle shuffle immediately, and then like he bounced off the ropes, and Undertaker popped up.
It scared John Cena and he pooped his pants.
Yeah.
And he lost.
Oh no! So it wasn't even like a
Pebbles
good
and he got
John
to
Cena
his
match. It was just him jobbing.
It was him getting beat. It was a squash match. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
He had no offense at all. Like the Undertaker did the snake eyes. He did the old school.
Mhm.
He did I think there was a choke slam.
A choke slam and a tombstone. That was probably it. Yeah, like
Yep.
4 moves of do. What we didn't talk about was John Cena watching from the crowd in the pre-show all the way up to the second match, all the way up to the Austin.
Yeah. And then
In
that
Florida.
referee runs out and is like, "Hey man, it's your time, dude. Go, bro."
And he ran back. And
He was drinking a beer.
Yeah, I know. Right in the middle. He was gone for 3 matches: the U.S. title, the tag, and the tag championship. That he came out.
And then he came out to his music and everything, and I'm just like, all right, they're just not gonna sell this match, and we're just gonna get Undertaker Cena. And then Elias comes out.
That was
And then,
cool.
like,
But then he got squashed.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's funny because Elias sent Cena back to his seat, and he just like went back to his seat. He's like, all right.
He did Punk Cena. Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
That
Wow.
was
How long
good.
was that match though? Undertaker and Cena.
2 minutes and 45 seconds.
It was only that long. It seemed so much longer than that.
No, that was it, man. It was the shortest match on the card.
Whoa! No wonder I missed it.
Yeah. If you
He
blink,
did all that in 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
pretty much, man. As soon as the bell rang, he started punching Cena in the corner, throwing those Shane punches.
I feel like they shaved some time off of that match. There's no way it was that short.
Go watch it back, man. I swear. That's what,
I know it was short, but damn, he did a lot of stuff.
that's why it was so good, man. Like, and how does John Cena come back from this?
I don't think he comes back till American Grit season 5.
Someone else hosts it for the next 2 seasons, and he comes
Oh
back.
my gosh!
He's gone, man. He's
did-
gone. He didn't show up on Raw or SmackDown. He's just
What else
a show
can
of
you
his
say?
former self.
He should come back eating like cheese pizza from like a bowl, like a hot pocket or something, right? He's nothing. He's not even a pizza, man. He's like a pizza pocket.
But what does this mean for Cena and The Undertaker? I mean, The Undertaker is wrestling at this greatest Royal Rumble in the history of Royal Rumbles, but that's just against Chris Jericho. So, like, is he back? Or do we not see him for like a year after that?
Yeah, we're probably not going to see him for a while.
Maybe come
Yeah,
back
we
at
don't
SummerSlam. I don't know. Sometimes he wrestles
He
at
could
SummerSlam.
come back at SummerSlam. Who
Or
would he
Survivor
fight?
Series. I don't know.
What was the match after this? I want
After
to make sure we
that-
get some time for NXT.
Yeah, true. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Great match.
Daniel Bryan got killed like in the first 2 seconds of the match. He got powerbombed.
Oh.
Sneaky SOBs and their sneaky tactics. But
That was good, man. I like because they were fighting for their jobs, man. So they had to be desperate. I like that.
yeah, true.
That was
They
a good
still
match.
lost.
They did lost because Daniel Bryan went like super Daniel Bryan on there. Super
Yeah.
vegan.
Where was Shane McMahon for that entire sequence? I feel like he was nowhere in the other.
Well, he got beat up for like the first 10 minutes of the match.
He's also got diverticulitis, which is a pretty serious disease that really ails you for a while. I don't know how he recovered so fast, but
It
yeah.
must
Yeah.
be probably from money, pure money, a money bath.
I'm just gonna pay him my money. I'm all better.
Dude, that coast to coast was nuts.
Ugh, I can't
Did
believe he
Daniel
did
Bryan take an apron spot too?
that. I don't know if he got hit after.
No, I'm
He
saying,
took that.
Didn't he get powerbombed on the apron?
That's how he got. Oh, like twice.
No, just once.
Yeah, the once. Yeah, that was at the beginning of the match. And he was like watched by the medical personnel after that. Yeah.
Pretty sure his head hit the outside floor pretty hard too at one
Yeah,
point. No, that might have been Tuesday. I don't know.
Yeah, one of those days. Yeah, he took a pretty nasty like head shot. Yeah.
Ugh.
Dude.
Ugh.
That was a really good match. Just happy to see Daniel Bryan got his WrestleMania moment.
Yeah, he
Definitely
did.
enjoyed that.
He's
What
just
do you-
back as a wrestler. Just right
Yeah.
back to the
He's not even the GM. Yeah, Paige is the GM of SmackDown now.
Yeah, she just decided to officially retire. Like, hey, I quit. I don't know if you know.
Sorry,
Yeah. That's cool.
What's that mean for Absolution? They're not a thing.
There's no Absolution. Get over it. There's no
probably-
Absolution. It's gone.
They probably
What do
should
you
be
mean?
gone.
Those two teams are
It
still
is
fighting
absolutely
each other. What are you talking
gone.
about? They fought on Monday night.
They
They
should.
each other. Well, Paige was there too, so maybe not.
I guess it could be the tag team called Absolution.
Yeah, there we go. That's cool.
Okay. Speaking of Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss had a pretty decent match.
Nia Jax.
I thought it was great, man, because Alexa Bliss had to like cheat her way to like even like hurting Nia Jax. So I thought it was a pretty good story.
Dude, Nia Jax, I am pleasantly happy that she is the champ.
Yeah,
Why?
Dude, because in all honesty, she's been working her butt off. She hasn't hurt anybody in a long time, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
She hurt
So
someone.
early on when she got called up, she was doing some pretty
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
moves and like some questionable in-ring tactics. Just like not being a good dance partner. But now, dude, yeah, dude. Oh man, watch some of the early matches with her and Charlotte. It's like there were so many times where I'm like, oh my god, you almost killed Charlotte like 6 times. Holy beans. But now, no, dude, she's formidable. She's a face. Everyone loves her. She's just like, she's worked hard, and I think she earns it. And I don't know. I don't mind Alexa Bliss having the belt, but I think it's time for someone else to have it. And I think Jax is the right person for it.
Yeah, Bliss.
Run, man. She's been women's champion 3 times total. So
yeah,
true.
What was Bliss, or was they on Monday? I don't remember seeing her on Monday.
Yeah, because Ember Moon got called up in
That's
Team of
right.
Jax, which is cool. Next up, we had AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, AJ Styles.
I don't feel like that match lived up to the hype.
That's what everyone said, man. It was like
It wasn't I don't know if New Japan was any different, but I expected more. I don't know if it's because AJ is hurt. I was just like,
No, that could be it too. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I think a lot of people didn't like it the night of because there's just like so much wrestling before that. Like,
yeah,
I mean, that was like in the last hour. It was the top of the last hour. I didn't watch it till the next day because I was driving home from where I was watching the first half of the WrestleMania, so I missed that. I watched it the next day just by itself, and I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was decent. It wasn't like a dream match. It was like maybe like I don't know, like a B match. It wasn't
a B plus match.
Yeah.
I watched it again, and it was just like Charlotte and Asuka, and I was like, okay, I guess it's okay. I'm just gonna assume AJ's hurt, so he can't do as much, but it didn't get really good until it was over, and AJ got hit in the nuts.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, it's hard for me to see Shinsuke as a heel because he doesn't really speak.
He's not gonna speak,
and I don't know. He just seems like such a fan favorite that
it's hard for entrance music, man. Like not to boo that guy.
That's true, but the other thing too is like I really feel like he's reaching so hard to be a heel with just multiple nut shots. It's like when in doubt, if you need to turn heel, nut shot.
No, that's like his heel calling card. I'm not gonna break your arm. I'm not gonna break your nose. I'm just gonna hit you right in the nuts.
I'm just gonna ruin your after party.
Yeah, no after parties for you, AJ Styles.
Oh my gosh! But I definitely need to watch that match again. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool because it was AJ versus Nakamura, but I don't think I was like blown away.
Dude, Nakamura's entrance was pretty cool with the live band.
I was blown away by that.
And he lost. He had that hyped up entrance.
Yeah. Well, I guess I feel like maybe WWE was just so many things that we thought were going to happen that didn't happen, and they're just like, you know what? Because of the internet, we're just going to go against everything you think is going to happen, and we're going to turn Shinsuke heel. Maybe to make that, maybe that could make the feud better, but I don't know, Anthony. You're already saying you don't really like it, so I don't, because it's like I'd rather see AJ feud with Shinsuke for a while than like AJ versus Jinder Mahal. So
yeah, it's true.
What was it say? Both Royal Rumble winners lost.
Both Royal Rumble.
Oh, nutty, dude. Yeah, you're right.
Either main whatever main singles title changed hands. Like, crazy.
That's true. That's kind of shocking too. Everyone thought they were both going to change hands.
Oh.
But speaking of title changes, Braun Strowman.
Oh God, and Nicholas.
Everyone either hated that segment or loved it. I loved it, maybe because I was watching it with my two sons and like they were like marking out and like how crazy that was. I don't know. I thought it was goofy. I thought it was like they didn't really do anything goofy like before that, so it was like kind of like a funny WrestleMania moment. So I was down with it. I didn't care about Cesaro or Sheamus either, so to see them get buried by a 10-year-old.
You don't like Cesaro anymore?
I like Cesaro. I'm tired of him with teaming with Sheamus. I think he should go for a singles run.
Well, definitely.
Yeah, I absolutely second that, dude. With Tommy's point, it was silly, it was goofy, it was fun, it was lighthearted. I thought it was cool, and I think everybody was popping for when Strowman was going for the tag, just to kind of see what Nicholas would do, and then he got in the ring, and then Cesaro was just ready for blood.
Him.
And then he was like, "Oh my God!" And then like Strowman tagged back in, and then it was over. But I thought that was really cool. I think everybody was digging it. What a dream come true for a kid. You know, that was
works for the WWE in some capacity.
I think he's like a ref's son or something.
Yeah.
Still, but needless to say, that's still super cool. And then the next day on Raw, Strowman was being funny about it, where he's like, "We have a scheduling conflict, still in the 4th grade." Like,
it was so goofy.
Yeah.
Like Braun Strowman was like used to be like the most feared man. Now he's like doing these comedy acts, like a Brain Strowman or playing the oversized bass guitar or whatever.
Just let you know, man. He's probably a comical guy at heart.
He seems like it, but at the same time, if he needs to absolutely destroy you, he will.
Mm-hmm.
And he can play both sides of the coin, and I think that makes him so versatile and such a good persona.
Mm-hmm.
Well, originally he was in what was that? He was a Rosebud. So
yeah,
he was.
Yeah, you got to be goofy to be a Rosebud, like right?
He was a Rosebud with what's his face?
Was Lynch a Rosebud? Which one of those girls?
Alexa Bliss, I thought. Maybe.
Oh, she might have. Who was the guy that defeated AJ Styles like 3 times? Sweet Chin Music. Ellsworth.
Oh yeah, Ellsworth.
Yeah, Ellsworth was a Rosebud.
He was a Rosebud? He's been in WWE that long?
I'm pretty sure he was a Rosebud.
Yeah, I think Rosebuds are mostly a lot of part-time people are.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of shocking endings, the ending of WrestleMania 34, Brock Lesnar busts open Roman Reigns.
There was so much blood, dude. It was buckets. That was gross, dude. That was just gross.
Yeah, that was like too much blood.
That was too much blood just out of his head. It wasn't even like, oh, it's just like trickling down his face. It was literally like a faucet had turned on and just red juice is just pouring out. Just somebody turned on the freaking bathtub and it's just blood everywhere. Oh, so much blood. Why, dude? Why?
It was almost like too much distracted from the match. Like, what the heck? It took you out of the match for a second, yeah.
And that's like Ben Lesnar's thing. He did it to Orton, and then he did it to Reigns now, where he just like I don't know what he did, punch or elbow, but right on the hairline, and just buckets.
Yeah, it was insane, man.
But we didn't get what we thought we were gonna get. We got the swerve. WWE decided to pull the rug out from under everybody and poke everyone in the eye. And Montreal screwjob the entire universe and say, nope, Lesnar's going to retain and he's going to keep the belt for God knows how long. So the Universal title is a freaking joke. And I will continue to say that because it is a joke. It is not the best belt. WWE Championship is the better belt because you are the WWE champion.
Yeah, that title was held by Jinder Mahal for 6 months. So I don't know if you want to get off your high horse for too.
Hey man, lots of people were the WWE champ.
That's true. It's a longer history. Theron, you were the most hyped for this match going into it. What did you think coming out of it? What were you thinking while you were watching it?
Oh man, there's so many emotions that go into this. Like, oh WWE, you guys and the blood. I mean, we didn't get what we thought, but that's just WWE being WWE. I don't know what Vince's brain goes through or when he decides what he decides, but apparently he decided to do this within the last few days or last week before WrestleMania. The blood thing, I don't know whose idea that was. I personally didn't mind it because I don't have any children and I'm single. But I could see how other people wouldn't like it. I've just been trying to evaluate this whole thing. I was so hyped for this match. I thought finally we're just going to get on with Roman Reigns as the champ and immediately move into whatever feud is next for him, which is going to be Samoa Joe. But instead, and he was going to get another WrestleMania moment. Fine. 4 years in a row, 2 out of 4 WrestleMania moments. But we didn't get that. Instead, we got 6 F5s. And you got to remember, every title defense of Brock Lesnar for the last year has been 1 F5.
That is true. Yes. Yeah. And keep saying what you're going to say, but there's something that I do want to add on to that.
6 F5s, one through an announce table, which almost caused Shane McMahon to try to fight Brock Lesnar behind the curtain, but he would have died. And that's the result. And every time he got the F5, like the first one was he's going to kick out. The second one I was like he's probably going to kick out. When it got to like the third, fourth, and fifth, I was like he's not kicking out.
That's just too many. I think they spammed it too much.
Yeah, but it was just like I just don't know where they're going. But I feel okay. So I listened to Stone Cold's analysis of this match. It was like really. He did his own podcast, you know. Obviously, got familiar. And the thing is, like, when is Vince gonna understand that Roman Reigns is just not the guy? Now, I respect him. I like his body of work in the ring, but for whatever reason, most of the universe just doesn't like him. And Stone Cold said that even after all those F5s, people were booing, which they were. They were starting like beach balls up. They were trying to do all kinds of stuff. And then when Lesnar pinned Roman, it wasn't even like they were booing. They cheered for that. So it's just like, what do you do now? You know what I'm saying?
So here's the thing about the first F5, because the whole story for the whole year has been 1 F5 and you're done, right? We all knew that that Roman was going to be the guy to at least kick out of 1, at least, right? When it happened, the moment was lost. There was no crowd reaction at all. I remember watching it going, okay, here it is. I'm waiting for it. And it happened, and the crowd was just dead. It was just like it happened so fast. And I was like, wow, they spent an entire year building the 1 F5, and it's gone in a matter of 2 seconds, literally 2 seconds. And then it was, okay, the multiple spears, you know, then the multiple suplexes, and then, you know, the spamming of the F5s. I mean, really what it seemed like to me is they were, again, reaching so hard, reaching so far to try to put over Roman. He's like, oh my God, he kicked out of 4 or 5 F5s. Like, come on, guys, it's another F5. It's another F5. It's another F5. But again, it was just, there was no pop. There was no cheer. There was no anything. It was just, to Tommy's point, it was just spamming. It was like, this is not going according to plan. We're not getting the reactions that we want with Roman, like being this like superhero, this almost invincible type guy. They threw everything at him, and it was lost. The crowd is just totally not into Roman, regardless. And this proves the point at this Mania that even if he takes 5 F5s in 7 suplexes, it doesn't matter. The people just don't want him. They just don't want him.
That was just a bad spot because like the people didn't want Brock Lesnar and the people didn't want Roman Reigns. So like no matter what there's no one to cash in. There's no Rollins to save the day and save the Mania. Like, and they were kind of like backed themselves in the corner. So I was going to ask this question to you guys while you guys were talking. I was thinking, like, we always say this every year. It seems like we always want a different main event for WrestleMania. But how would you have closed WrestleMania? Would you have done Styles Nakamura at the end? Would you have done Daniel Bryan McMahon, Undertaker Cena, Rousey Angle, Flair versus Asuka? Like, how would you? What would you, if you could go back and Monday morning quarterback it?
I would have done Flair Asuka.
That could have
That to me had the coolest build,
mm-hmm.
and that to me should have taken it home.
Mm-hmm.
The women should have taken it home. Absolutely.
Theron, would you have changed it at all, or did you find if Roman Brock at the end?
I would have probably just had Reigns win. I mean, you got to understand that this is now Vince's 4th year of trying this, and he's very stubborn for whatever reason.
Because he's an old.
Yeah, I got it. He's old and whatever, but at least if you move on to Roman Reigns as the champion, you can jump to whoever's next in line a lot faster than Lesnar, because Lesnar's only obligated to like however many appearances a year, whatever his new contract is, which could only be 2 more appearances, supposedly, allegedly, just for Reigns to take the belt at the Greatest Rumble, because the fans there apparently like Roman, and Vince is just more comfortable with his face winning where they like him. I wouldn't have changed it. The blood, I don't know. Like in my mind, I was like, was that something where Roman, he found out like last week that he wasn't going to win? Was he just like, you know what, Brock, let's just go out there. I don't care. We're going to get booed anyway. So put me through a table. Let's break some stuff against Vince's will. And then I just want you to bust me open also. And Brock was like, all right, kid, you got it. You know, I mean, I think Brock respects Roman, but I don't know if Brock respects any wrestler. But I feel like he might respect Roman Reigns. And the thing that people forget is that Roman's been like knocked down a lot in the last. It's not like he's been going for the title all of these last 4 WrestleManias. He beat the Undertaker, who'd already lost. Big deal. His first title match, he didn't win. He took the pin. And then he won the one, and then, he lost it like 6 months later, whatever. So it was like, if you're going to make this Universal Championship relevant, it should go to the guy that's been the U.S. champ, the Intercontinental champ, all that stuff, in the classic build of this superhero, but he just doesn't work. Like, I'm pretty sure they handed Hulk Hogan the title when they're ready for him to be the man. Stone Cold, The Rock, all those people. The only difference is all of them were over in their era.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns just doesn't go over unless he's with the Shield. That's the only time.
True.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what to do, man. That's a good question.
Would you have changed it, Tommy? You didn't answer.
That's a good question. Yeah, I think I liked Anthony's answer because like they did the women's Royal Rumble, they did the women's Money in the Bank, they did the women's Elimination Chamber. So if they were gonna pull the trigger on doing a women's main event, like they should just. But that's a tough. I don't know. I think WWE is like not quick to change so fast. So, but I think it was probably either that or Lesnar and Reigns. Probably. I mean, you couldn't do AJ Styles versus Nakamura. Just wasn't that big of a build.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I don't know, but it's hard to. I mean, it's hard. It's like they did like a really good movie. It was still like one of my favorite movies ever. Just the ending was like, Like what happened there at the end, right before they went to the credits?
Is he going to win at the greatest Royal Rumble ever though?
Probably.
Because he's already booked in a match with Samoa Joe. But I guess it depends on if Lesnar is like who's Lesnar's next feud going to be. He's already beaten like everyone.
Yeah, I don't know what you do with Lesnar next. Yeah,
they said he could fight Lashley at SummerSlam, which I don't want to see that either. But that could be like the big Universal build up for the summer, and I'm like that. No, like give it to like Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, the Miz, any of those people, any of these names. There's a shakeup on the way, like. Or just move on from Lesnar. Give it to Roman, and Roman can defend it he can lose it the next night. I don't care. I said that before, but we just got to get away from this battle.
They could even do a stipulation where they strip him for some reason. I don't know why. They just make up a storyline reason to strip him and then just have like a tournament or something for it.
That's true.
Give it to Daniel Bryan. Everyone likes a good Daniel Bryan story.
There you go, man. You should do a tournament across brands. Anyone from SmackDown, NXT, or Raw is eligible for it to enter.
Oh, fine with that, just anyone, but like I'm trying to buy into this feud. I was even hyped, but then like it wasn't like it's not like I don't want them to have that, but it's been so many years of the Conqueror, like you said, and I'm just like, man, he's pretty much already done everything. He's won both titles, so you could just leave. We don't need to see you anymore.
The story's played out, dude. It's time. It's time for something new. You have such a diverse roster and such cool guys that like it's wasted. It's really just being wasted. And like I said, I mean, it's sad, but the Universal title, like, who cares if Brock Lesnar has it? The guy isn't. He clearly isn't doing enough with it.
Mhm.
That it's just a placeholder. That's all that belt is. That's all that title is. It's just okay, we can just give it to this guy so he has it. And okay, you got to beat Lesnar, but Lesnar doesn't fight enough to actually, make it worth a damn. You know what I
I
mean?
think
It's
it started out like that though, because remember their first Universal Champ was Finn Balor, and then the second one was Kevin Owens. So I don't know when they changed their mind on that.
Blame Goldberg.
Balor got hurt, but KO was a good run. I feel like. I mean, he cheated most of the time, but still,
yeah, no, but still, you're right. Goldberg had it for a hot second.
I think they just didn't know what to do, and they didn't want to put Roman Reigns in the main event, even though he was in the main event anyway. Again,
Reigns versus Goldberg.
well, they were just trying to tell this long story of like, we're not going to give you Reigns versus Lesnar 4 years in a row, so we're going to keep him out of the title picture, but he's still going to be in the main event scene. And we're going to try to, because they tried to do like him versus Strowman, and Strowman would get more, like Strowman's a face now because of his feud with Roman Reigns.
Sure.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
That little kid got more cheer than Roman Reigns. Like, come on.
Good old
crazy.
Nicholas.
So yeah, we definitely need to get into NXT. We're a little bit over the time that we wanted to go, but that's totally fine. Yeah, let's jump into NXT because I know we could talk about Lesnar Reigns forever. But let's get into some crazy action with NXT TakeOver.
Oh man, man, that was a really good card. That was they started out with the ladder match, man, and that was might have been the best match of all the weekend, man. It was the longest. It was actually it was only 31 minutes, but still, it's Gargano versus Ciampa was longer, but man, that was a good match, and everyone everyone wanted Ricochet and Velveteen Dream to win. It felt like from the crowd.
There was a fight forever chant. There was every single chant that you could possibly want in a match, and you got it. You got your holy S. You got your please don't die. You got your fight forever.
Your NXT chants.
Yeah, your NXT chants. This is awesome. Velveteen jumped off of the top, not just fell off of the top of the ladder, jumped off of the top of the ladder to deliver an elbow drop that was devastating.
I felt like
oh my gosh,
EC3 died a lot in that match, man.
Everybody did so good. I was so happy with everybody's performance, and oh my god, it was just bonkers, man. It was just nuts. Everything was nuts. Every match in NXT TakeOver was just, I was exhausted by the end of it. It was like, there's no way. Like, every single match is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, man, they kept raising the bar on themselves within their own show.
Imagine being there in the audience, dude. I would just be like, I need to sleep. I need to go to bed.
You couldn't, dude. You'd be too hyped, man.
Oh my god!
You wouldn't be thinking about sleeping during that North American ladder match.
No, I'm just saying, afterward, after the entire takeover, just being so wiped. You know what I mean? I go back to my hotel room. I'm so tired.
My friend
it was so jam packed.
My friend was there for the entire week. I think he was there all the way through SmackDown.
Oh, that's crazy.
Raw, but he was there for all of it. It looked like it was a grand old time. But that match.
Oh, Adam Cole. Adam Cole.
And I don't know why I didn't pick Adam Cole.
I don't know.
Dang it.
Who you picked? You picked EC3.
I know I picked EC3.
Did I pick Adam Cole?
You picked Ricochet.
I picked Ricochet.
Did you pick Adam Cole, Tommy?
I picked Dream.
Oh my god.
And Dan picked Dream too.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, nobody picked Adam Cole. Oh, because we were like, he's gonna die. He's not gonna make it. There's no way they keep the titles. And what do you know? They won all the titles and the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
Oh my gosh.
I got a trophy to go along with. Yeah. What about Roddy Strong heel turn?
Oh my god, that was incredible. Dude, that was freaking.
I was like, I didn't know what was going on. Like, because I'm watching the match and they just like are destroying people, and I'm like, yo, this team is disgusting. And then they take out like AOP's like not in the match, and they go for the. I don't know what Pete Dunne's finish was called. He hits that, and I'm like, it's what? And then he hits him with the lumbar check or whatever, the Messiah, the backbreaker. And I'm like, okay, he's just turning on Pete Dunne, but no.
Oh, then he puts O'Reilly
black armband, and he's joining the clique.
That was cool, man.
Hottest faction.
One of my favorite moments in that match was when O'Reilly takes like a suplex or something from one of the AOP guys, and he gets up and like kind of no-sells the suplex and like growls at him, and then immediately just falls on his back and then falls through the ring. I was like, that is how you sell, dude. That was awesome.
Kyle O'Reilly had to do the whole match by himself because Adam Cole got thrown through announcer's table, right?
Yeah, early on.
Pretty much.
Kyle O'Reilly versus the world, man. Dude, he stepped up in that. I was hyped for him, man.
Incredible.
What a match, dude. That was another good ass match. Like, oh man. Was that the second match?
No. Second match is Baszler versus Ember Moon, which is like submissions versus
another good instant classic. Like, you thought, because Ember was like really trying so hard to not get choked out, and she fought until she couldn't fight anymore, and the Queen of Spades is now your NXT Women's Champ. I forgot that she was in. I didn't know who was in the Four Horsemen of the Horsewomen of UFC. I didn't know Baszler was one of those chicks.
Yeah, she's super friends with Rousey. Yeah, they trained together and all that. But man, that was a tough spot, man, because they came out right after that ladder match. Like the match that followed the ladder match was like in an impossible spot, but they still managed to have a good match and a good story.
It was really good.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Good send off for Ember to the main roster too. You know, you lose, you might as well go up.
Yeah, true. I agree.
But she didn't tap. You know what I mean? She passed out.
Yeah.
Like that to me is I thought that was kind of like, okay, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, instead of her being like, oh no, she tapped out, like she just couldn't. She's literally was just so exhausted and passed out.
She fought in that chokehold for a solid amount. I don't know how much time it was, but it seemed like forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she got put on her like 3 or 4 different ways.
And then Baszler was selling that shoulder injury and then popped her arm back or her shoulder back in.
Yeah,
that was badass.
When did your shoulder pop out of the socket?
That was pretty badass. Speaking of badass, the fourth match, not the main event. I think it might have been the first time they didn't do the NXT Championship as the main event. They usually always put that on last. Was Aleister Black versus Andre Cien Almas.
Oh, so good. Almas is so freaking good.
Dude, Almas, I came in as an Aleister Black fan. I think I picked Black, but Almas, man, he impressed. Like, if you can impress and defeat, I think he did like that, like perfectly, man. Because he just showed off his whole arsenal, man. He just hit Black with everything, and man, that was a really good match.
It just shows how smart and how ring aware Almas is.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you watch him, he's calculated, and he's just he's smart, and he's so good at what he does. His move set, how he executes his moves, oh my gosh, just everything. Almas, I was sold on Almas as soon as I saw him. I was like, oh my god, this guy's gonna be good. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad that he was NXT champ, and I'm glad that he had the matches that he had. But
Black's so good too, though. Yeah,
I've never seen him smile. We got to see Aleister Black smile. But what was crazy with that match too is Selena Vega kept dipping into the pot.
She was doing good, man.
One too many times, though.
One too many times, and then sure enough, Almas caught her and took the Black Mass, and that was it. That was the shebang.
That was a good ending, man. Yeah, because Black got hit with everything, man. I thought they were gonna keep it on Almas for a couple of seconds because Vega just kept timing it perfectly with her run-ins.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
They timed that last run-in perfectly.
Well, now it kind of sets up a rift between those two.
Yeah, I hope they don't break up. I hope they kind of get the main roster call up at the same time.
I thought they were going to come up on Monday night, honestly, with all the so many call-ups on Monday.
Yeah,
I guess they might be keeping that feud going for a little longer. I think maybe the next takeover, which is in June. I don't know.
I'd be cool with that.
Yeah.
Those two guys, man, they left it all out there.
Yeah, I'd like to see them in another match. Yeah.
I was like, gosh, and I remember seeing Almas back, like original Almas. I think he was a face. I don't really remember. I was just like,
he was face.
This guy's okay, and then he became like Party Too Hard Almas, and now he's like, I was like, damn, I didn't even know that you were that good.
He took it I took it another level, dude. Like, and that's saying something. He was already the champion of NXT, then he took it to another level at yeah. Super impressed. Then the longest match of the weekend for WWE, a 37-minute classic, Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh my gosh, you can't buy that heat.
No.
Oh my gosh, Ciampa.
Buy that heat.
He has no interest music.
Oh,
so you're just getting the full effect of the people booing him.
Just hating him.
That was beautiful, man.
That was pure hatred of someone.
He's so much more over than Roman Reigns. It's like everyone's more over than Roman Reigns. The idea is to get booed like that or to get cheered like Rusev Day. And so many more people do it like way better than Roman Reigns. And it was, oh my God. He's so over with that. He like, oh my God, so good.
That was like, yeah, man.
The story in that match, there were a couple of key moments that stood out for me. One was, of course, all the booing and all of the heckling that Ciampa got. When his brace came off and Gargano was about to hit him with it, that was the moment when when Ciampa was like, "Oh my gosh, I've been defeated." Like that was that's when Gargano had the upper hand. That's when he basically was able to instill and have power over Ciampa. But he didn't hit him. He didn't hit him with it. When he did the concrete spot.
Oh God damn, man.
And the crowd's going, "You deserve it." Oh my God. And then when Ciampa, the ending of the match, it wasn't even like it took him 2 seconds to tap out. 2. Yeah, the brace was off, and then Gargano used the brace against him, and that was brilliant. It was perfect. Oh my God, instant classic. Gargano is the man.
Yeah. What else could Darren? What do you say, man?
My God, I mean the buildup of this has been like almost a year. We're talking all the way back to AOP versus DIY, the disgusting things that Ciampa did.
Yeah.
7, 8 months of, he's got a bad knee surgery, so he's not around, which just adds to it. The little shots on social media from Ciampa, like really playing into this story, all culminating with him costing Gargano the title and his job. And now I really just want to touch on what Anthony said, like when he was going to hit him and then he didn't. And it was like, I feel like, yeah, Ciampa felt like he was defeated. But Gargano was kind of conflicted. Like he duped him into thinking he was conflicted because he knew that Ciampa, because they were going to do like the head-to-head thing, and then Ciampa went for a move, and then Gargano just turned it into that nasty tap out with the knee brace, which is what you would want to see after what Ciampa did. I thought that was a good ass match. It was long. It was so long.
Yeah, it was really long match. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I thought Ciampa was gonna win multiple times, man. I really did. I was like, oh my God, poor Johnny, man. I was like, and he didn't have any run-ins. Didn't have Candice LeRae run in for Johnny Gargano or someone.
Yeah, there's no shenanigans. That was a classic wrestling match.
Yeah, just one-on-one. Yeah, well, it wasn't even.
Unsanctioned.
Street fight, man. They were like. God, man, they're really.
Is their feud over or no? I don't think.
I don't think so, man. I think Ciampa's still gonna like torment Gargano, right? He's not gonna let it off that easy. I don't think, right?
I think he'll show up somewhere on Gargano and just hit him with that knee brace or
Oh,
whatever he can get his hands
That's
on.
another. We might see another rematch at the next takeover, like some kind of match.
Your first match back, and you got to take an L, and you've been on the shelf for a long. So it's not like you've been wrestling this whole time. You've been limping around.
Ah, that's crazy. That makes me think at the end when you brought up how long this feud has been going on, it makes me think of the DIY breaks their lease episode.
Yeah, dude.
That was an episode of Bros for Elbows. Yeah, man. It's all culminated, man. Jeez.
Oh my
God.
That was 11 months ago when we did that episode. Episode 50.
Wow, we're on 77.
Oh my god.
27 episodes ago, dude. That's crazy.
Woo! Coming up on the 100th episode.
Oh my gosh, yeah. What are we gonna do for that? Hey, if you have suggestions
for the 100th episode,
and let us know. International fans, our fans in the UK. I think it was like 8. I think we had like 18 downloads or something from UK. So we know you're listening. We want to know who you are. Who are you?
Yes, we do.
Tweet us, email us. But NXT was absolutely bonkers. WrestleMania was bonkers. It was awesome. This whole weekend was incredible.
It was a very good weekend for pro wrestling. Yeah,
so good. So, who do you guys think will be the next Universal Champion?
I don't
WWE.
I don't freaking care about the Universal Champion.
I'm just saying, pick somebody. There's plenty of people on the roster, man.
Finn Balor.
I say Samoa Joe.
Oh yeah, no, I take that back. Yeah, Samoa Joe.
Do you think they'll trust him with the Universal title? He gets hurt.
Heck yeah, dude.
He's been on the roster since WrestleMania last year, and he missed it because he was hurt. And he missed WrestleMania this year because he was hurt.
Oh, that sucks. Jeez.
But now he's back, dude. Now he's back.
Just let him run off the belt
until he gets hurt. Backstreet's back. All right.
Pretty sure BB is also a boy band that sings.
Oh my gosh.
He was in the main event Mafia. You gotta put the belt on
him. Magnus?
TNA is hiring if anyone's looking for work.
Oh my gosh, that was such a plug for TNA. Even though they don't even go by TNA
it was such
anymore.
a plug for them. I was like, okay, Kurt, good job.
Kurt can say that.
Who put you up to this?
He's senile, man. Kurt, he says crazy stuff. That's why his whole Rousey feud started.
I
just can't believe WWE even took a breath out of their life to acknowledge the fact that TNA exists as a promotion.
Well, technically it doesn't exist because it's Impact. But technically TNA doesn't really exist as a promotion.
If WWE fans would Google TNA afterward, they wouldn't find anything.
Okay, that's fine, but still, like, they acknowledge them as a company.
They did.
It's just because they just keep giving them all of their good players, or if they just
I think WWE has become a little bit, I don't want to say more lenient on it, but they have made mention of New Japan. They've mentioned that quite a bit. They mentioned the IWGP, I think that's an international wrestling. IWGP title numerous times. And they've mentioned New Japan as a promotion. So for them to at least acknowledge TNA, I don't think is a stretch.
It's just so
unexpected, but
they probably know that neither. Now, this is no knock on those two. Well, this is a knock on Impact, but not on New Japan. Neither one of those companies is like anywhere near them as far as like being the company. Shout out to the indies and all that, except you, Impact. I can't do you. I've tried so many times.
It's so tough to watch
cool for a little while, but it's just like, you're good, little fella. Like, you're cool.
Yeah, I mean, WWE is so like, I don't know. It's just like
that probably helps them out too. They're playing in. I mean, because New Japan's got some good stuff going with like the club, the Bullet Club, and all that. And somehow it's probably helping the WWE sell some merchandise. Somebody's probably like, I'm going to buy a Balor Club T-shirt today. Yeah, there it is.
Very good. All right, we made it through WrestleMania season, guys. We just got another 365 days till our next WrestleMania Fallout episode.
My next Universal Champion will be The Miz.
Sure.
Why not?
Last words.
Let's see where the road takes us.
Anybody but Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns. That's the road we want. If you're listening, Paul and Vinny, I hope you're listening. Nobody wants to see Roman Reigns as the champion. No disrespect to the guy. It's just not working, man. Even Stone Cold Steve Austin said it. And
You've had 4 years.
Steve Austin knows what the hell he's talking about.
You've sucked 4 years out of our lives.
That's enough. Okay? It's enough.
Make it stop. Make it stop. You've been listening to the Bros Before Elbows Pro Wrestling Podcast. Super big shout out to all of our fans all over the world. Thank you for listening so much. Share the show with a friend. Be sure to like us on Facebook. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to us on YouTube to get the live show. And, of course, subscribe on iTunes. That way you get it directly onto your phones with your notification. Listen to us on your drive time commute in the morning, in the afternoon, during your lunch break. And absolutely, thank you for listening to the show. Yeah.
Elbow drop your friends, people.
Shout out to Carmella's abs. They look even better with the WWE SmackDown Live Women's title around their waist. There, I said it.
Woo!